Namaste viewers and listeners, myself Dr. Brahmdatt Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Kumar Bhritya, Shri Shirdi Sai Baba Ayurvedic College, Renwal, Jaipur. Today we will discuss dysentery in children. If you like this video, please subscribe this channel and click on like and bell button. It was an epidemic disease in 1943. This picture is drawn by Jack Chalker from Chungakai. In this hut, many of the dysenteric patients die due to no treatment. In definition, dysentery is derived from Greek word, thus meaning bad and entra meaning bowel. So, meaning of dysentery is bad bowel. According to WHO, dysentery is diarrhea presenting with loose frequent stool containing blood. Other definitions are an inflammation of the intestine accompanied by bloody diarrhea with abdominal cramps, tenesmus and passage of mucus in stool. So important things are blood, tenesmus or we can say cramps and mucus in stool. Now we will discuss etiology. Most common causes of dysentery are Shigella, subtype dysentery flexneri or Sonnei. Other is ant amoeba histolytica, E. coli, in which most common is enterotoxic E. coli and enterohemorrhagic E. coli, Campylobacter, Salmonella, Yersinia, enterocolitica. These organisms are present in stool of infected people and animal. The ant amoeba histolytica may uneventfully reside in the colon, but if it attack the colon wall, it can cause dysentery. Dysentery is also spread through food that has been contaminated with human feces. This is common in India, particularly cold, uncooked food such as salad. Then epidemiology. Dysentery occurs most frequently in people traveling to developing country and in children who touch infected human or animal feces without proper training of hand washing. Severe dysentery is more common in developing countries like India. This is more likely to happen in countries where there is poor sanitation, water supplies and sewage disposal are inadequate. Human feces are used as fertilizer. Nowadays, it is banned in India the use of human fertilizer. Risk factors. Attendance or work in a daycare setting, especially children who are living in daycare centers, close contact with an infected person or animal, consumption of untreated water from lake, river or streams, use of public swimming pools, travel in countries where the infection is common. So these are risk factors should be avoided. Next, very important thing is pathophysiology. If we ingest contaminated food and water by infected feces, bacteria like Shigella or other cause like E. coli enter to the gut and grows in the small intestine. Then they spread to the colon, inflame the epithelium mucosa cell and produce toxins. So toxin damage the epithelium mucosa, break through the colon wall and necrosis the epithelium cell causes hemorrhage, more mucus, purulent at the epithelium surface. Then result is ulcer of the colon and dysentery. Next, clinical features. Most common clinical features are like abdominal bloating and pain. We can say it tenesmus. In tenesmus, there is persistent spasm internal pressure and burning sensation, ineffectual to empty the bowel, so recurrent bowel is there, bloody diarrhea or brown yellowish stool is there, flatulence, sudden onset headache, malaise, anorexia and fever, 4 to 5 times diarrhea sign in the first day of infection. Other clinical features like decreased urine output, dry skin and mucous membrane, or we can say dry mouth, feeling very thirsty, fever with chills, muscle cramps, muscle weakness and weight loss. Serious symptoms that might indicate a life-threatening condition. Rarely, dehydration resulting from dysentery may be so severe that a life-threatening situation can develop. In dysentery, there is no more frequency in stool, so dehydration is less in dysentery. So main complaint is blood in stool. Change in level of consciousness or alertness, such as passing out or unconsciousness or unresponsiveness. Change in mental status or sudden behavior change, such as confusion, delirium, lethargy and hallucination. High fever more than 101 degree Fahrenheit, rapid heart rate, we can say tachycardia, severe abdominal pain, tenesmus and severe dizziness. So these are some life-threatening conditions. Most common types are amoebic dysentery and bacillary dysentery. Amoebic dysentery is caused by an invasive protozoa parasite called ant amoeba histolytica, and bacillary dysentery is a bacterial disease caused by a species of bacteria known as Shigella. In amoebic dysentery, patient will have 6 to 8 episodes of loose motion per day. In bacillary, patient will have more than 10 loose motion per day. In amoebic, copious amount of stool, and in bacillary, small amount of stool. In amoebic dysentery, stool has a dark color and an offensive odor. So odor is important here. In bacillary dysentery, fresh blood colored stool and odorless stool. In amoebic type, RBC clumped together with numerous eosinophils, few pus cells and macrophages are there. In bacillary dysentery, discrete amount of RBC which will form Rolex, fewer eosinophils, and there is numerous pus cells and macrophages. So pus cells and macrophages are less in amoebic and more in bacillary. Amoebic dysentery is treated with anti-helminthic drugs or anti-pill drugs, and bacillary dysentery is treated with antibiotics. Next, diagnosis. Rectal swab culture to find out the actual causative agent. Differential diagnosis from amoebiasis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's colitis, ischemic colitis, diverticulitis and carcinoma of colon. Complications of dysentery are intestinal hemorrhage, perforation, peritonitis, rectal prolapse and in some cases dehydration to children. Next important thing is management. First we have to hospitalize the patient and provide complete rest. As patient came to us, stool sampling should be done and send it to lab before starting the treatment. In diet, soft and fluid diet, less fiber diet should be given for complete rest of intestine. To treat electrolyte imbalance or dehydration, ORS and IV infusion should be given. Medication like antimicrobial agents, It can be antibiotic or antihelminthic. Other symptomatic treatment, like for fever we can use paracetamol. In antimicrobial treatment, antibiotic in case of bacillary dysentery, we can use ampicillin, ceftriaxone, ciprofloxacin, trimethorphan, or we can say TMP, sulfamethoxazole and cotrimoxazole we can use. In antipyretic agent we can use paracetamol. As anti-parasitic agent we can use metronidazole for especially ant amoeba histolytica. And last part is prevention, because prevention is better than cure. Safe water supply, hand hygiene, safe excreta disposal and health education. Drink packed drinking water when traveling. Hand washing with an antibacterial soap after using the toilet, changing diaper after contact with an infected person, and regularly throughout the day, at least for 20 seconds. Health education regarding personal hygiene, environmental hygiene, good sanitation and purified water supply, food handling with care and complete cooking. If you like this video, please click on like and bell button and subscribe my channel for other interesting video. You can contact us on ayusham.in also.